Good afternoon. I'm going to give it a few minutes. I see a couple people on here already, so thank you. I'm going to get my iPad on to the live. Okay. I'm going to paste some links that are ready to go this time. All right, welcome to my Tuesday afternoon Vlogmas live. I've been doing a lot of product reviews. Me and my goofy hat that's way too big. And if you're on my live, welcome. Introduce yourself. I see a few here. Thank you for joining. I normally do them at 5, and I'm gonna do a live every day this week, Monday through Friday at least. We've got some Christmas parties and family and stuff on the weekend, so I'm actually banking ahead on some stuff. And like this live will be tomorrow's video, because I will be away from home all day. And with people, I won't be able to record. So anyway, so this is Vlogmas. What is today? Today is 16. So this will end up being titled in my videos Vlogmas 17. And I've done 3 different videos of Christmas gifts that are still available from Amazon. So I had a longer list yesterday. I had 10 items. I ended up only doing 7 of those. And so I actually have been asked about 2 of those other 3. So my video today, that'll start here, and I'll wait till it's straight up 2 o'clock. And so I got another minute. I'll do those, get those out of the way first, and then discuss question and answers. I don't have any. I went through all my questions I'd been asked in comments. I probably have one I haven't answered yet, so I could do that. But I'm hoping that you guys that come on will ask me some questions. And then, so I'll do the product reviews first. As I see people coming on, I will say hello and have you introduce yourself, if you will, in the chat. I won't answer you until I get done. Probably the first 10 minutes will be on these 3 items that I didn't get to yesterday. So the only reason yesterday is I could only do 45 minutes, and I talked about each product a little too long. So anyways, but while we're waiting, I wanted to show you. So I'm in Sisters on the Fly. So Sisters on the Fly is a women's organization, Sisters. Camping group, outdoor group. It started 26 years ago now with 2 sisters and 6 of their friends up in Wyoming and Montana, and they all fly fished. In fact, the 2 sisters, their mother fly fished too, and she was part of it too, and she's gone now. I do want to say she lived into her 90s. But anyways, the sisters are now running it. Well, they started it. They just had their mother in. I think she was the first honorary member or whatever. But anyways, we do Secret Santa every year, and we have a limit, and we draw names via doing an email thing. So you and the person that signs up after you get paired up in every 2s. So you trade gifts together. So it's not like you're sending a gift to one gal and then you're getting one from another one. So you discuss the price, and then if it has to be homemade, or if you're okay with homemade. And so her first question was, can I make you something for your vintage trailer? The gal I got doesn't have a vintage, and she doesn't have many gadgets. She's new to Sisters, and so had watched some of my videos, and she wanted some gadgets, so I sent her a few. So anyways, this is what I got. She made me this cutting board, and it's as pretty on the back as it is on the front. This lip, these pieces of wood, fit in my sink. And my sink's a little longer. And I wanted it this way, square, because I can run my sink. I can turn on my faucet without moving this. I have about, I showed it yesterday, I have about 4 inches. So I can turn on either I have 2 faucets, one for when I'm hooked up to water, you know, in a park or something, the street water, city water. And then I have a 10-gallon tank under this front bench, and the other one runs off my battery. So, anyways, well, let's get started. Okay, welcome to Little Ruby Ryan and I. I'm going to real quickly talk about these 3 items, so the first 10 minutes, and then I want to do a question and answer. So as I'm talking about these items, if I see you come on, I'll repeat myself. And I will post a link as soon as I'm done talking. I've got it ready to go on the iPad. I'll post it about these 3 items. They're all from Amazon. I had a 4th one I was going to show you that I thought of and was going to add, and I went into Amazon early this morning, and they don't carry it anymore. I still might show it to you, but it's not available on Amazon, and they do have a Facebook page, and on the Facebook page it says currently unavailable. So I don't know what's going on. I'll probably talk about it on the end since I mentioned it. So, okay, so let's get started. My first item, and for this, I'm going to drop you down on my 6-foot tall tripod. It's just easier, I think, doing it this way. There you go. It might be a little low, but you're going to see this item right down here that my iPad's sitting on. Let me move this. So again, thanks for joining me. And let's just set that there. Okay. So, okay, I will nail down. So the first item that I want to mention that I've been asked about in many of my videos is this little Route 66. Now, I'm a Route 66 gal. I've done it, but I'm going to do it in 2026 for the 100th anniversary. So a lot of my signs, a lot of my decor, and a lot of my t-shirts all say Route 66. This is really cool. It's one of the first things I bought for Ruby besides the trifold bed for the front here. I'll read off of this. It's a folding storage ottoman round. It's faux leather. This is like 5.5 years old now. My feet are on it all the time. My dog stands on it with her toenails, and it's very well made. I actually want to put another one somewhere for storage, and the only place I really can is on the other side of my luggage that holds my vintage awning. So I might. They're great for storage, as you'll see. So they are a footrest, seat, storage organizer. There we go. I'll do this. Okay, so hello, and I'm not stopping to read comments yet. I'm real quickly going over 3 other products that I didn't get to yesterday on my live because I had to leave and run somewhere after 45 minutes, so I had to cut it short. Okay, so anyways, they have 2 sizes. This one is 15 inches tall, 15 inches wide, and 15 inches around. So I'd say it's square, but it's not. It's round. So it's totally round. Very well made. Now, and it's very padded too, as you can see. This part comes folded up, and the bottom fits down in it. I won't go to that much today, but it comes all folded up, so you just open up. It's very similar to those potties, those bucket potties that fold up. I know a bunch of nomads have them. They usually put them in an ottoman. Now it would take a square ottoman because it's about this size, the potties, but they fold. But this, I keep most of my electrical stuff in, including my hookups. So my pink, of course everything's pink or red. I showed these in yesterday's. This has to do with stuff when I pull into camp, whether it's an RV park or whatever. That just got thrown in here. And that goes to one Blue Eddy. But, okay. as you can see, there's my thermostat. Sometimes when you're setting up, you need that right away. I've even got hot hands in there. There's some more thermostat. I've been looking for this glue gun. I bought it for a project. I didn't know it ended up in there. This is my adapter, my power inverter. I carry one. My truck that I just sold actually had the power cord in the dash, so I didn't need this. This is from my last truck, my 2016 F-150 that I had. And I just throw it in there because it would work on my Blue Eddies too, because it has a, you know, the DC output post. But okay, I always keep my surge protector and my 25-foot, and I have two of these. They're 25 feet. I'm sorry, this one's 15 feet, and then I do have a 25-footer. In the pink, they light up so you know when you're hooked to power. Okay, and there is the things I bought for the glue gun. Okay, well, I've been looking for those for about a month, so don't know how they ended up there. So it's real easy. I just keep them here. I used to keep them in my outside compartment, but I'd have to put them behind the jacks, the wood blocks that I carry, the wood for leveling, my level, my shovel, and all that. And so I just started, I used to keep this for dirty clothes. So I'd start a trip with clean clothes in it and then cycle, because I keep luggages for my clothes. But anyway, very cool. So there's another size that's the same roundness around, but it's 30 inches tall. So this size sells for $35.99 on Amazon, and the taller one sells for $52.99. Both of them, as of 10 minutes before this video started, because I kept checking, say they would arrive 3 days prior to Christmas. So December 22nd. So it literally says that right on them. There's like plenty in stock. It's not even numbered. It just says available in stock. So really cool. They have different, you know, scenes. You don't have to get Route 66. I'm just so into vintage and Route 66. It's one of my favorite trips ever. So anyway, so that's the first gift that I didn't get to yesterday. Let me just throw this in here. If I have any comments. No, I'm not answering comments yet. If you hear this, this doesn't actually even go in here. It goes in the closet if I'm not using it. It's actually really cool because it's a USB fan, and the way this hanger works, it hangs on my metal rack up there. So when the dog's in here, this is not, I got it on Amazon. This is not one of the gifts I'm talking about though. So, all right. So just sturdy little thing. Like I said, I wish I could use the taller one here. But what did I say? 30? It's double the height of this. So yeah, I wouldn't want that there. And the only place I really have for another one is under my bed. So, all right. Put those there. Okay, moving right along. Let me put you back up. I don't have to stay so low for this one. I just figured instead of lifting that up, it was easier to make it go down. So let's see. Come on there. I want it a little bit taller. Okay, let's go. I want to be able to stand up. Okay, there we go. Let's see. Okay, all right. So the next item's small. Okay, so you know, we all like to sit around the campfire and all that. A lot of times, I'm kind of solo camper sometimes. Like, even if I'm part of a big group, especially because I have a blue heeler. She's a very reactive dog. Now, she's 6 years old, and she's gone with me. She was a puppy when I got Ruby. Very young. She wasn't even 6 months old yet. So she's grown up with her. And she's pretty good. She still reacts when people come up to the trailer, knock, or they hear her, she reacts. You know, she's out there. You know, she isn't going to bite you or anything, but she's 30 pounds of whoop ass. But So, you know, we always have campfires and stuff. But I do sometimes, even in Quartzsite, when I go to my Sisters on the Fly event in January, the Dutch Oven Divas, the big cast iron cooking thing that I'm in every year, competition. I love cast iron cooking. Um, I camp away because I have a dog. So I have a group from Vegas that I like to camp near, but I don't circle up with them. I go off 25, 30 feet away and get my own spot. For one, I can tie Rye around if I have to. She doesn't like to be tied up, but she will, you know. So anyways, thanks for joining me. I'm discussing Christmas gifts that you can get. But so anyways, if I'm not going to sit around the campfire sometimes, and Sisters has a new rule that you're not supposed to bring your dogs around the campfires. So anyways, so sometimes I have my own campfire. So, hey, nice to see you here. I'm doing 3 more gadgets that I couldn't get to yesterday on yesterday's live. I ran out of time. So this is a solo stove, and I wanted the red one, and so 3 or 4 years ago for Christmas, my husband got me one, and the red was out of stock, so it came green. Well, his vintage trailer is green, his hunting trailer. It's, like army green, the stuff. So he recently got me the red one. These are solo stoves. We're all familiar with these. This one I haven't even used yet because I got it right after my October trip. And this is the little stand. And let me, can you see that table there? Let me drop this down. Okay. I'm not answering comments right now because I'm doing this 3 product demonstration. I got 1 more to do. So, okay. Might be a little far away. Basically, this is the stand. It folds up into the top. And I'll just hold it. I'm not going to light it in Ruby. So, it's a wood burner. These solo stoves, I mean, they sell a huge one. They got a big one right now. Was it Costco? Sam's. Our Sam's. For like $4.99. It's huge. It's the big outside one. I don't have that because I don't haul real big stuff with the space I have. Okay. Well, anyways. Hold on. Let me get this in there. Okay. There we go. There's it on the stand. So I have a little vintage table I take, a metal table. So I set this on it. And you can literally burn pellets. Now, I cast iron cook, so I always have cowboy charcoal. That works really good. Just a couple little chunks to get it going. But I haven't used this one. I had the other one 3 years, the green one. And he found the red one. And they're on Amazon, so I guess that's where he got it. But anyways, you put your little paper or fire starter or whatever and a couple chunks of cowboy charcoal, like I use on the cast iron cooking, on my Dutch oven cooking. And it's really cool. And then I sit it on my little metal table with my 2 metal chairs, and one of my friends that has a dog comes over because we're banned from having our dogs at the campfire on the Sisters on a Fly events. They don't want them around food, and they now don't want them around campfires. And that's new. So anyways, it's tiny, but I'll tell you what, this thing on my little, I don't have the table out right now. It's in the barn. It's about 20 inches around. I set this in the center, and you're sitting around it. You can feel the heat, and you can pick up twigs. You can use pellets, like pellet stove pellets. I've never done that because we don't have a pellet stove. I'm not going to buy pellets. I always have cowboy charcoal. We have a big green egg, and I do cast iron cooking, so we always have that charcoal. I don't like briquettes for my cast iron cooking, and my husband only likes the cowboy lump coal, lump charcoal, whatever, for his big green egg. So anyways, this is such a cool thing. So, okay, now they're a little pricey, but I feel like with that, you get what you pay for. So the second item is the Solo 5-inch stove. They go 5, 9, 12. I think there's a 15, and then there's that big one that I think is 20 or 24. So they're $99.99 normal, and that's what I probably originally paid for the green one. But he just recently got this one, and there's still Black Friday pricing for $83.99. And I checked 10 minutes before I started this video. You can still get this by 12/23. It'll arrive. There's plenty in stock. They were getting low on the red ones, but they had the green. They had ash colored, like a charcoal, black, and blue. So, anyways, very cool. And even, you know, you think, oh, that's almost $100 for something this small. This thing works. It really does. I'm anxious to try it out in Quartzsite when I go in January. So, okay, that was number 2. And then the last one I didn't get to, and I get asked about what I do for my cooler situation. So, Ruby, you know, is a 1961 vintage trailer. So, let me drop you down again like I did for the first time. This is an ice box. I don't use it for that. That's my pantry. That has everything in it that, and I've never had a mouse, but if I had a mouse, I wouldn't want them in there. Cooking stuff and everything, Bisquick mix. I'm a big fan because we're hunters of Mountain House meals. And so I always have some of those in there. So that's a pantry. And then I have an outside vintage cooler that is also food storage. So I carry, because I had my red truck, I had a red Yeti. That's this, I don't know, it's the hard-sided one, but it's the small one, the drink one. That was always in my truck for drinks. And I'm going to move you again. So that would be my drinks. And I have a bigger Yeti. It's not a big one. You know, it's kind of gray. And anyways, I'm trying to think how many quarts. I think my small one is 18 quarts. My red one for drinks. I think the other one's like 28 quarts. I need to find out. So I have this. I carry this in Ruby. Now I have Blue Eddy power stations, which I've done about a year ago. I did one of the first videos, product reviews I did was on my Blue Eddy because I absolutely love them. We own 3 of the AC 180s. I have a B80 expansion battery to run my heat, my little fireplace. And then I have a B70 back here for my laptop and my iPad at night because they're plugged in all the time. Anyways, so I have the 10-quart Alpencool portable fridge freezer. It's 12 volt too. Okay, it's also powered. It's maybe I shouldn't have raised this. It's always plugged into the Blue Eddy expansion battery that's back in the corner. I'm just watching till you can see. Okay, it's under that turquoise towel. So again, we go low. Move my iPad again. And that was what I was going to talk about, but it's no longer available. Okay, so they have a 10-quart, which is what I have. That's this one for $109.99. Now it's a little pricey, but I don't have to buy ice. What I do with this, here it is. I'll get you a little closer. Tip this down, I think. I'll do that. Okay, so my Route 66 pillow. So it always writes here. So this is my AC 180. That's a 1800 watt, 1152 watt hours. And then I have the B80 expansion battery, which is another 800 watts, 800 watt hours. Together, I have enough watt hours to run this little, I don't have it on right now, my little electric, it's actually warm. We're like 43 right now, and the sun was coming in Ruby, so I'm hot actually with this hoodie on. But it runs that, and I don't keep it on all night long. I turn it on before I go to bed, and when I get up to make coffee, I turn it back on. But it'll run that for about 4.5 hours. So I have this always plugged into the B80, and It's really cool. I don't have it on right now. Obviously, I'm not on a trip. I have 4 of these. I brought these down just to show you. I have 4 of those and 1 of these. At any one time, and yes, it's a small compartment. I don't use this for food, but I use this for 1 of these is in each of my Yeti coolers. Sometimes 2 if it's summertime. And there's at least always 2 things in here getting cold, frozen, always staying frozen. This is always in my retro cooler up in the corner that I keep my, I talked about it yesterday. It's pink up there on the edge of the pillow. And this is what I keep in that I keep my, I use heavy cream in my coffee. I'm a ketovore. Was a carnivore, but I like salad too much to just eat meat. So, but I only use heavy cream in my coffee, along with other things, but if I want it sweet or whatever. But so this one fits that one really well, and that one wouldn't be in there. So most times, that's what it looks like. It can fit, like when I start on a trip, I'll have some ground meat. I make my own dog food for my dogs, so there's always a container for rye in here, frozen. If we're gone too long, I do use Fresh Pet, and I will buy it on the road. For a weekend, I can carry enough for her, because I carry a thawed one in that, or one that is thawing, and that'll be 2 or 3 days, depending on her appetite. And then one in here is 2 or 3 days. So when I went to Zion for 10 days this last spring, I stopped in Cedar City and bought the small Fresh Pet. And I just kept the frozen one in here, and I kept those. They were in one of my Yetis, and we were fine for the whole time we were gone. So I can put ice cream in there. I mean, I have a little bit of room. I didn't want a real big one. I mean, I could have got the 12 quart for 129 bucks, or the 17 quart for 179. The trouble is, I wanted she likes to sit here, so I wanted her bed to still fit. So when I measured this all out, because this is no longer seating, because that's a trifold that folds out and makes my front bed if I have company. My husband goes, which he rarely goes in this because it's too girly. So it's too pink. Let me put this back so I can stand up. But anyway, so that's the one that I didn't get to yesterday that I've been asked about a few times, the Alpencool, and they are in stock, would arrive by 12/20/2025 if you ordered them like half an hour ago. They were still showing they'd arrive by 12/20. I'm sure that depends on where you're at. We have an Amazon warehouse in Grand Junction, so these are usually true for me. If I ordered something today by about 2 o'clock, I will get it tomorrow if it's in stock. So, but anyways, that's the small one. So the 10 quart for $109.99. So, okay. And then that 4th thing that I got asked about that isn't from Amazon, I got mine from Amazon when I first got Ruby. So I've had this 5 years. This is my hammock, and it's one of these parachute ones. This is Blue Bananas. When I bought it was $59. I've had it 5 years, probably. Probably didn't get it the first year, but I got it by the second summer for this vintage. That's what they look like. And they have a Facebook page. So go on. I can't find them on Amazon. Yesterday, when I was going to talk about them, was one of my products. I had to put something else in. And I couldn't find them on Amazon. I went to their Facebook page, and they right now are not available. So I don't know what's going on. They used to have 8 colors of these. They are one of the best hammocks I've ever owned, because we have them in all the RVs. And I'm sorry to say they're out of stock, or they're out of business. I don't know. They just say unavailable on Facebook. So they're Blue Bananas with a Z. This you can see on Amazon. I mean, I printed it out, and then I realized at the bottom it said not available. But they were $59. So I'll watch those. I'll talk about them again. I would like to set this up on a camping trip, just like I'm going to do the whole shower tent thing now that I got all the pieces to it. I demoed my new cabana thing, but I have all the parts now the other parts I was waiting for. So anyways, okay. So that's really it on the products. Let me put this back up again so I can sit down. And let's see. And then I'm going to read comments if there is any. If there's anybody still on here, I see a couple. I'm still waiting. So I have a mic, but I got a iPhone 17 a week ago Saturday, and my mic doesn't work, you know, in the end of the iPhone, because they got the lightning in now. So my microphones would work, but I got to get the other part, and now it's coming with 2 more mics. So I'll have enough mics for 4 people, so I can do a big thing around a campfire, hopefully in Quartzsite in January. Okay, so anyways, thanks for staying with me. I see a few people here. Oh, hey John, thanks for being here. I know you're doing a lot of lives, so I really appreciate that. Let me drop this down so I can sit down. I try to get on yours, but I have been very busy today. And I got on yesterday, and then our internet, they're working on the tower, and move you closer. I ended up, it was too glitchy. I couldn't even, and I know it was on my side, so that's probably better. So, okay. Anyways, let me put this link up for those products, like I said I would do. And so are you doing a live right now? You took a break. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, that's cool. You know, and after, I was on with the almost head-on collision. That's kind of stressful. You know, I do Instacart, and so I haven't done any since, I've done like a couple days since Thanksgiving. I've just been too busy. My husband's been out of town, and when he's out of town, I have to stay kind of close to the taxidermy shop. So I haven't been going down to town. He'll be home tomorrow. He's been in Denver since Saturday morning. He left super early. So, but anyways, yeah, I haven't done any. I actually want to, because the money's really good this time of year. So I probably actually have to meet him at the airport, because we rented him a car because of what he had to take over. Actually, we rented him a big SUV. So I was going to Instacart tomorrow, but I have to meet him at the airport and then bring him home, and he's coming in earlier. So I won't be able to, but maybe Thursday or Friday. So, but yeah, you needed to take a break. That was so scary. That was like, oh my God. I really enjoyed your live, and you know, I do things a little different. I have tried to do some driving ones, but I live in the mountains, and so I'll be driving. I want to do a drive over Grand Mesa, and I'm going to have to do it as just recorded on my GoPro, because I lose signal, and then it's real glitchy, and I've deleted my Vlogmas Day 2 video. I put it on private. It's so you can't even hardly understand it, and I want to put something else in there. I just haven't yet. But yeah, I've tried a couple of them. So I have to do my drive with the GoPro and then put it on as a video. And that works, you know. So I want to do a drive over the Grand Mesa, and I might even do that Thursday or Friday. We're supposed to get some more weather by Saturday. So anyways, so yeah. Yeah, it's so cool to see you here. I had more people, and I actually had somebody that had asked me about the very first product I talked about, and then they couldn't stay. So anyways, I threw this up. I've been doing lives at 5 and for like a half an hour, and I'm doing it earlier today because I'm going to go out to dinner with my friend, and just in our little town. So anyways, but I sure appreciate you here. And is there anything you want to ask? It's a kind of a Q&A, but some of it was Q&A on those products from yesterday. So But yeah, I totally just threw this up. So I was gonna skip it because I have like 3 videos ahead that um, my face is pretty dark. I've got all the lights on in here. I'm waiting for my ring light. Yeah, I've had one in my cart for a while, and I actually had ordered it before you told me I should get one. So yeah, it's a little, this hat doesn't help. But anyways, oh, it's 2:30 right now. I just normally do them at 5, and our dinner, we're gonna go to eat at 5. So yeah, I'm not gonna run this too long. Obviously, it's just you and me here. Appreciate it though. Um, and yeah, and if you need to go, but I'm glad you're taking a little break. You work too hard. And that's hard. You know, I know it's the holidays and you've got a family and all that. You're a very hard worker, I can tell. So I've always been that way. Of course, I'm retired now, but I still got to work. I can't just sit around at home. So I find most days I'm in Grand Junction doing Instacart, and then I usually get to pick up the little grandkids that are 9 and 7 at 3:50 and spend about an hour with them until their parents get home from work. So works for me. And the Instacart pays my gas. So that works because my husband says, man, you're spending a lot of money going back and forth every day. But I just do Instacart. It pays usually for the groceries of the day, buys them an ice cream cone or whatever we do after I pick them up. And yeah, so I spend a lot of it on them, but it's cool. So, anyways, yeah, yeah, exactly. It does. You know, I'm in my 60s. I went on Social Security the end of last year, and I'm very active. I usually get 20 to 30,000 steps in a day. That's how active I normally am. And I like Instacart for that because I do the big shopping orders. I'm in Sam's for an hour sometimes, and then I'm delivering. I don't do the heavy loads. I got out of doing a lot of pop. I took myself off the 50-pound orders. It's just, I have back issues. I've had back surgery, so I can't do them. So, anyways, um, but yeah, yeah, again, I really appreciate you. So, your dad is in his 70s, still chops the wood and all. See, that's what we do. I mean, sometimes I pick it up, but we still chop the kindling and stuff. We usually go cut it. My husband's starting to age more. He was been a little bit harder on his body. He's been in construction his whole life and a hardcore hunter where he'd pack out a whole elk on his back. And so by himself. So he's looking at 2 bad knees. Too bad. We already know the hip on hip. And he's a little bit younger than me. He's like 4 years away from Medicare. We don't have insurance on him. We have sort of a thing for major stuff, but it wouldn't cover much. But yeah, I'm worried about that. I try to stay very active and very safe with what I do. So, but you sure can't avoid those accidents when they're coming right at you, you know. So kudos to your fast reflexes. So I won't keep you. This has already gone on, about half an hour? Yeah. So, you know, I usually, when I throw these in, that's fine. So, and like I said, I had a couple at the beginning that were specifically on for the product I was talking about, and they had to go. So, I don't even think they commented, but I know they were on because they're actually some of my nomad friends. So, yeah, thank you again so much. And Merry Christmas. I'll see you a bunch. I'll try to get back on one of your lives here. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see. And we got company this weekend and weather coming in. So I'm trying to get a bunch of stuff done. So, all right. Take care. Thank you, John. And hopefully the quality of my stuff is getting better. You know, I wasn't going to do much more than this, than just journal for myself. And then I kind of got caught up into the whole thing. And now I will tell you, I'm going to do this 30 days of Vlogmas. My channel is getting at least a sub a day, sometimes 2 or 3. I'm going to roll that into the 75-day hard challenge. So this 30 will count. I'll do another 45 days. And a lot of that should be camping trips in Arizona because I normally leave in January. I don't have a truck right now, though, so I'm trying to find a tow vehicle. without the house being sold, that's just used right now that I can rely on. So anyways, and whoever else is on here isn't talking. So anyways, well, thank you again, and you take care, and I'll catch you on one of your lives. So I guess bye for now. Thanks again. And I'll just stay on a few more minutes and see if anybody else. You have a great evening too. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hi to your family, even though I don't know them. So there's 2 on, so I don't know. If you're on here, you want to comment. If not, I'll probably end this. This hat is driving me nuts. It's too big. So now I got hat hair. Anyways, thank you for joining my live. This obviously will become a video, and the links are in my comment. I believe they posted. Oh, it hasn't posted. So, okay, I'll do that before I get off. And then I'm going to say bye for now. I have to take some letters out. It keeps doing this. Okay. Okay, I got it posted. There's the links for those 3 items I didn't get to yesterday. Thank you again if you're on here, and have a great evening. Merry Christmas. I totally have hat hair. Bye for now.